And then, oh, wait, hold on. She just texted me. She's coming on. Okay. So, hold on. Let me get this started. Okay. Well, thanks you guys for coming on. I'm excited you guys are joining us, and I love that all of you guys have loved the products and you guys are looking to go a little bit farther. Some of you guys I know have thought about like just wanting to you maybe add 3 or 4 friends, get your products paid for. Some of you guys on here maybe want to go a little bit more and add like 10 people, pay for maybe a bill or 2 around the house. A few of you guys I've talked to have kind of caught the vision, and you guys are wanting to go a lot farther and maybe earn that Plexus Lexus or get that trip to Maui. Oh wait, am I on mute? Can you guys hear me?
You're good. I muted everything, so you're good.
Okay, let me try that. Okay, I can't see anything, so if I like something happens, just start yelling at me. Okay, so just so you guys know, silver is 3 people. So when you sign 3 people, you become silver in the company. Super silver is the next step. That's 10 people. So about 10 people. So signing 3 gets you silver. Signing 10 gets you super silver. The first thing I want to tell you guys is we're going to talk a little bit about social media. We're going to talk about kind of Facebook algorithms and what it's like nowadays in the social media world. And maybe hopefully we'll get to the back office so you guys can see what that looks like. We're going to talk about customer care and how you guys can start making some money. So first I want to tell you guys this is a really simple business. Hi, Cassandra.
Hi, Robin.
Just in time.
Just got home. Sorry, I'm gonna listen, and you're gonna hear some people too. So I'm sorry, moving around too much.
That's okay. We'll mute. We're gonna mute everybody, so we're good. Okay. So Kelly just hopped on too. Okay. So first thing I want to tell you guys, this is a really simple business. We need to keep it simple. One of the slogans, I think from Bob Heilig, or maybe it's from Andrea, I don't know, is they always say, keep it like stupid simple. So simple that it is so easy for people to do, because I think sometimes we overcomplicate this and we talk too much about it because we're excited, and it gets overwhelming for people who are interested or are, trying to venture into learning more about these products. So you don't have to be the expert. That's the first thing I want to tell you, is you do not have to be the expert at all. When I first started, that was the first thing Andrea told me, was you don't need to know everything. You don't need to be the expert. And ignorance on fire. She would always tell me, ignorance on fire, just go for it and share what it did for you. And that's all people need to know. So that's basically what I did. And that's what I want to tell you guys, is you don't need to be the expert. Facebook algorithms. Talk a little bit about when you're on social media. I think the first thing with our Facebook algorithm is to just use your own photos, because Facebook will show your photos or your videos to more of your viewers. The more that you are using your own personal photos of you or your family, or like what you're doing during your day, you're going to get more viewers of that photo than if you post like maybe one of our Plexus graphics. So those graphics are great for the stories. So when you guys are doing the stories, maybe use those graphics in the stories, but on your actual page, try to do as much of like what's going on in your day or your family or you when you're doing a Plexus post. We try to post as much, well, let me not say that. Don't post like all day long, but you want to post maybe 1, 2, 3 times a day. You just really want to be getting like your picture out there and what you want to say in front of the people, in front of your friends and family. Your friends and family, they love you and they care about you and they are interested in what you have to say. So remember that, like what you're saying is important. You don't need to overwhelm them with like, a bunch of stuff, but just tell them what you're doing in your day and what has worked for you. What's next I was going to tell you? The graphics. stories, a big thing right now is like stories is where it's at. As you think about yourself when you're scrolling through on social media, we are constantly going through the stories, right? Like that's where everyone is like looking at and checking out. You want to have about 8 to 10 stories a day. They say that's what is kind of like really good right now to get your algorithm up, to get more people looking at your stories, to get more of what you want to say in front of your friends and family. But when you're posting, even in the stories, same thing. You don't just want it to be like all graphics all the time. You kind of want to be able to break it up between pictures of you, of your family, what you're doing that day, adding in like Plexus posts or adding in Plexus graphics. That's all really good. Just really remember of mixing it up. You don't want, the quote Andrea taught me earlier was, you don't want Plexus, you want to show how Plexus fits into your life. You don't want to make like Plexus your entire life and it's everything that's now is on your social media. You really want to show how Plexus has fit into your life, because that's really the reality of it, right? We're not going to be fake. You're not showing something that isn't true. Like, show how Plexus has fit into your life, whether it's the pink drink at lunchtime or whether it's, you know, not having as much medication and showing the medication you had versus the medication you don't have. Just being really genuine. The number one thing that most people see right through is just being genuine. So like if you're someone who says, I don't know if that's any of us, but when you're talking and you say like y'all, if you don't normally say that, then like don't put it on your post. If you're someone that was like, oh my God, you guys, I have this great new product, then say that. Like be genuine and be yourself, because your friends and family, they know you and they're gonna see like that's who she is, and look at this great thing she has, and they're gonna be more trusting of you and they're gonna believe you more when you are just being yourself. So just remember that. They love you and they follow you because of you. So just be genuine. When you're posting, don't tag like a ton of people in your post, because what the algorithm does is it will actually lower down who is viewing, the amount of viewers for your post. If you're tagging like a bunch of people, or if you're tagging all of us in your post, it's actually going to make, it's going to have less viewers for that photo that you want people to see. So maybe though, a good idea, which would help you, is tagging like your significant other, because now you're getting your network is seeing your photo, and now your significant other's network is seeing your photo. So that's a good idea if you want to tag somebody. Otherwise, like if you start tagging too much, it's going to start lowering the amount of viewers for your own photo. And that's kind of the opposite of what you want to do. So just remember that. Let's see. Next on my list was don't spend all day doing this. A lot of people they will spend all day just trying to think of the next post, or trying to post something else, or trying to like do it. This should not be an all day event, especially when we're just kind of at the beginning and we're silver or super silver, or you know, going to the next rank, which is gold. This should not be an all day business. When you guys are send, share, invite. Sorry, the baby is like crying, so I'm like trying to make sure she's okay. Okay, send, share, invite is kind of the Plexus logo. It's like our motto. So send, share, invite. So that is, I'll take her. Okay, so that means that when you, actually, Andrea, I'll have you tell us send, share, invite part.
Okay, you got it. All right, so send, share, and invite is just this simple sharing system. So when you message Robin, or maybe she messaged you, she probably sent you some things. Maybe she sent you a video to watch, and that's what Plexus created, was just this simple video to explain Plexus. Because sometimes when people are like, well, what is it? And we're like, you know, it's just super simple for this video to explain it. It doesn't make you have to be the expert and like know it all. Just put it on the video to do all the explaining for you. So Robin, when we're all done, I know she has a group chat with you, so she's gonna send that to you. Let me just mute her, sorry. She's gonna send you guys the video that we normally use. It's just a generic product video. It just explains like gut health and what our products do for people, and it's really, really short. And so when somebody messages me about Plexus, I'll be like, hey friend, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, to talk to you about Plexus. I'll ask them what some of their health goals are, like if they're looking for more energy, better sleep, less sugar cravings, or like weight loss, and most of the time they're always like all of the above. And so then I'll send them this short video from Plexus, and I'll add them to the VIP page. You guys are all in that page, I believe, right? It's a product page, and you can go in there and you can search that page for testimonies to tag them in. So say you have a girlfriend or a friend that's constantly struggling with migraines, you can go to the top of that page and you can enter migraines in the search bar, and it'll pull up all posts about migraines. And so you can tag them in like 2 posts and be like, hey, this is a testimony I thought would be relatable to you, and you can tag them in that post. I tag a ton of people in the Triplex post just to explain Triplex to them, because Triplex does so much for people, and I don't want to write out like a story in Facebook Messenger, right, or in a text message. So I'll send them that video. I'll share, meaning I'll tag them in a couple posts and get them added in the VIP page. And then we'll talk later about inviting them along this journey with us. So that's just a few things that the Send, Share, and Invite are. It's super simple, doesn't make you have to overcomplicate it. And that way, if that person joins you or wants to start sharing too, they have that to go back on, and they can just start doing that too. It keeps it super, super simple, and you're kind of already training your next ambassador if they decide to join and be like, I want to share this with people. They already have the tools. That's what Robin did. She's like, I just did what you did with me. And it's like, yeah, it's super duplicatable, and you just keep it super simple. Any questions on Send, Share, and Invite? No? Okay. So like I said, she'll send that to you guys like in a written out format that you can just copy literally and paste it into a message to a friend if they're asking you about Plexus, or if you're talking to somebody about Plexus. Let's see. I don't know what her next topic was. Does anybody have questions on the social media part? No? Okay. My biggest just recommendation, if you're here and you're like, I would love to make $500 a month, or I would love to go all the way, the biggest thing I can say to you guys is just be consistent. I've been doing this 4 years, and I see it. You've probably seen it in your friends too. They join a network marketing company. They get so gun-ho. They get excited, right? Their first 2 to 3 weeks. And then you're like, did they go to the witness protection program? Like, they stop posting, they stop sharing. And you're like, are they not passionate about that anymore? And so people want to join those that are serious, right? And it can get discouraging. You're posting and maybe people aren't commenting or liking as much as you would like. But people are watching you guys. They're secret stalkers all the time. Just think how long it took you to reach out to Robin, or how many posts you just scrolled by of hers you didn't comment or like, but you were watching. Just remember, people are nosy. They are watching. They are seeing if you are serious or not, because people want to join those who are serious. I've had people join me over the last 4 years whose sister, best friend, cousin do Plexus. Why did they join me? Because I'm crazy Plexus lady. I'm super passionate. I love what I do. And when they're ready, they want to go and they want to trust me versus somebody that just dibble dabbles, right? I always say you want to be open for business, and social media is a free marketing, a free open sign. And so I'm constantly open for business. People come to my Facebook page or they see my Instagram stories. They know, like, Andrea's Gut Health. She's all about energy. She loves these products. And so I'm constantly in people's minds, right? I'm like that billboard on the side of the road. If they see me in a picture of my family, I'm also Plexus, right? Even though I'm not even saying Plexus, I'm constantly in people's minds, and I'm serious. And so people want to get started with people that are serious and super crazy passionate. So Robin, I will let you come back on. I was just giving some more tips. I don't know what was after Send, Share, and Invite, but I'll unmute you for you.
She is like screaming with Vince. I'm a little nervous for when we go in August to Palm Springs, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Okay, so I love that you said that, because I forgot about that point. I know a few of you guys were talking about posting, and I posted a post and nobody was messaging me. It's so true. I say this all the time. People are watching you. They're watching to see if you're serious. So I love that's like so true, Andrea.
I have to piggyback on that real quick, Robin, because I remember when you joined me, you're like, I watched Friends for
4 years.
I wanted to say 4 years. I'm like, that's a long time. That's like a whole high school career.
Yeah.
For 4 years, Robin was watching people, but were they crazy passionate and serious and explaining to you what they were doing, or were they just kind of like fly by the night, like here and there, right?
Right, because then she ended up stopping, and so then the next person I thought it was, then I saw you, and that's why I ended up joining. And I kept saying, I want to eventually do it, I want to eventually do it. And so it's true, people are watching. So whether you get a like or you don't get a like, the more you do it, the more serious you seem. There was days where when I went back to work and I felt like I was posting like once every 2 days or once a day, but it was kind of like, you know, right after lunch, and I was just kind of putting something random in there. Like I wasn't really thinking through what I wanted to post. I wasn't getting anybody that was really me. But when I was like planning out my posts, posting 2 to 3 times a day, posting on the stories nonstop, it's such a huge difference between now where I was able to sign up 6 this month and last month where I was barely pushing 3 because of just not really putting, you know, my effort into post. So it is a huge difference between posting daily and consistently versus not really posting daily or consistency, or not posting really authentically, like using yourself and really authentically talking about the products and what it's done for you. And you might start to sound like a broken wheel to yourself, but to those who are watching, you have so many people that are saying one post and then not saying another, then saying another one, that to them it's not a broken wheel. It's not a broken wheel. What's the analogy? A broken record. That's what it is. So even though to you, you're like, I'm saying the same thing and I'm posting and nobody is caring, they're watching. And you keep talking about it, because then they realize she believes it. This is true. This stuff really works and I want to try it. So, okay, should we move on to the next one? So that was send, share, invite, right? We talked about that. We talk about like sending out a message, like if people are interested, like a general message, and then like the video. Okay, so the video, so you guys heard about that. Sending out the video, asking them what their health goal is. I feel like that's really important, because times I didn't do that, I kind of like lost them. Like I was tagging them in triplex articles on the VIP page, and then realizing they didn't need the triplex, they were interested in something else. So that is really important to ask them what their health goal is, and then tagging them in some of those testimonies and having those testimonies really be the expert. Okay, so the next, let's see, 3-way combo. Did we talk about that? Putting people in a 3-way combo? Okay, I use this a lot in the beginning. Like we said, you're not the expert. And so when I was signing people up, when they had questions, I would put them in a 3-way conversation with me and Andrea. That way I just had the support and had somebody help to questions, or if they get stuck on the website and I didn't know how to get through the website, Andrea was right there to help right away. It wasn't like 2 days later or 3 days later, we're already in the conversation together, and she can jump right in and help me, and or vice versa. So if you have somebody that you're signing up, like put them in a 3-way combo or even a 4-way combo with Andrea and me, and we can kind of just help to get that person onto your website and help to get them started. Okay. It's great if you can get people like on the phone, like if they're interested and they're asking questions and maybe you know them, maybe actually call them and try to walk them through the website, just because it gives you that conversation that you can make that connection, that building relationships is really good. Otherwise, I send them like the directions through, Facebook Messenger or through the text message on how to get onto the website. But I do try to make like those personal phone calls as much as possible. Social security number was the next thing I was going to talk to you guys about. I know most of you guys have called when you're signing someone up and you're like, why does it ask for my social security number? The reason why, if you don't know, is because if you make, or anyone who signs up to be an investor, if they make $600 or more, by law, they have to get 1099 for tax time. So it's not like a Plexus thing, like we're trying to get their social security numbers and store it away. It's by law, we have to get it because they are signing as an ambassador. It's really important we tell them they don't have to sell, but they're getting the wholesale prices. So we call them like wholesale ambassadors versus like someone that's signing up like ready to start selling right away. And if they don't feel comfortable with their social security number and you've already told them like the reasons like why we have to take it, they can always buy as a customer, which still helps you out. You still get credit for it. You get the PV under there, so you'll still get paid for what they ordered. But it's just another avenue. It's just more expensive for them. Okay, so now that you've signed them up, it's really important to check in with them. So I always say, like, when you get your products, let me know when they show up and I can walk you through how to get started. A lot of times though, people won't call and they'll just read the bottle and they'll start. And as you guys might know, the BioCleanse tells people to take 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. And if someone's just starting out and they do that, they might be on the bathroom for like a while because it's a little too much in the beginning. So it is really important customer care that when, what I do is when they sign up, I say, call me or let me know when you get your products. And then I always on my calendar, I have a little business calendar, I mark 4 days from the time they signed up. And the 4 days is when I call, hey girl, did you get your products yet? And they might say no, and I'll check in the next day, and if they say yes. They say yes, I have a text message I got from Andre that I always use that I'm gonna send to all of you guys after the Zoom. And in the text message, basically walks them through how to take the BioCleanse, the probiotic, how to drink lots of water. It has basically the steps on there. I do the same thing. I like to call as well and walk them through it. We start them off slower. Like I'm not going to tell them to take 2 BioCleanse in the morning and 2 in the evening. So it's just good to call and kind of see where they're at. The most important thing though is not just stopping at that point. You're not done at that point. It's really important that maybe like 3 days later, checking back again. And not just like, hey, how's Plexus going? But asking questions like, how's your water intake been? Because when they're taking that and they're feeling bloated or they're having any detox signs or symptoms, water is huge to like flush everything out. They're not flushing it out, it's just storing inside of them. So asking them, how's your water intake been? Are you drinking the amount of water you should be drinking? My favorite question is, like maybe 3 days after they've gotten their order, how are you liking the taste of the pink drink? That's kind of a good way to like start the conversation. So how are you liking the pink drink? And they're gonna tell you, and then maybe 3 or 4 days after that, how's your water intake been? Because by then it should be about a week later. So how's your water intake been? Finding out where they're at. Then I always ask about 2 or 3 weeks after. I check in again, and I always ask them, how's your consistency been with the products? That way they're really thinking in their head, have I been taking it consistently? Because if they don't take it consistently, it's not going to work as well for them. So we really want to make sure that they are doing this consistently and doing it regularly. That way they can get the best benefit for them and hopefully keep them coming back for you. So those are just some good questions to ask.
Things I just want to add on that, Robin.
Yeah.
I always like to ask too, are they going to the bathroom? Because the majority of people don't poop or they poop too much. Sorry to talk poop, but that's what Plexus is all about, right? So I like to make sure, are you going to the bathroom more? Are you going at least 2 times a day? Because, sometimes they're like, oh, I feel okay, but I still haven't gone to the bathroom. Then you want to adjust their probiotic and their BioCleanse. So that's always a great question, probably in week 2 to ask them. And then if you guys are all on Facebook and you have Facebook Messenger, there's a great, in each message, you can set reminders, which I use this a lot because I love paper calendars too, but sometimes I'm not home to do it, but I always have my phone with me. And so I will be like, I don't know if you can see in here. I don't think so. Shoot. Down here. Yes. Okay. How do you see it?
I do. Yeah.
Those 4 boxes. Let me see if I can do this backwards. You can set reminders, and I think it's this one with the little alarm right here. And so after they order, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to check in with you. And of course, I'm always like, let me know when your order comes in. But then I also set a reminder like for 4 days later, I'm going to check back in with you on this date, or maybe they've let me know their order comes in. Awesome. I'm going to check in with you on Sunday and see how the first few days have been going. So it reminds me, it reminds them, and I can't forget, right? Because we always have our phones. If you're on Facebook, I know not everybody's on Facebook, but that's just a great thing that I do, and it really helps me stay on top of it.
And with going with like customer care that's kind of one thing I really learned, because I feel like when I started, I went fast and I added so many people to my team. Realizing like, yay, this is exciting. I'm getting a lot of people added onto my team and helping a lot of people, but realizing that moving like up, like wanting to rank up to these different ranks and get these awesome bonuses is really about people reordering. So it really made me stop and be like, okay, I really do need to follow up and see how they're doing, because sometimes they're quiet, you think they're doing well, and then I realized like they didn't reorder the next month, and I call them and they're like, oh, well, I was going to the bathroom way too much, so I stopped taking it. So customer care, it's like, you want to be recruiting and getting new people to try out your products, but you also need to be taking care of those people that are purchasing from you, because them purchasing from you monthly is really going to help you guys move up and get those bonuses. So, posting is like huge. Posting consistently, daily, regularly, post, then recruiting people, but then taking care of them. It's not just like making a quick $25 and then leaving them out to the side. Like, really getting them started and taking care of them, and you want them to go farther. Something I'm kind of throwing in there, I didn't put on my list, is those $199 packs. So the $199 packs, they usually have about 6 to 8 products in them. Yeah, she thinks so too. They have 6 to 8 products in them, and the reason why that the company is really pushing for these is when you sell the $199 packs, you're more than likely going to get that customer to come back, because they're trying out more of the Plexus products. And there's most likely going to be something out of those 6 or 7 that they do like, that they're going to want to continue purchasing. Everyone loves the triplex, but it's only 3 products, so your chances are just greater of them coming back. Same thing with that is re-ranking. Like if you're thinking business-minded person and you want to get those bonuses, the $199 packs are going to get you guys to the next rank faster, because you get an automatic 5 points for that person. And I don't know if I'm going to go into like the whole point system yet, Andrea, I don't know. But when you do the $199 packs, you rank up faster in the company. So it is, I know some of you guys like want that, and you're like ready to go and you're hungry to work up to that next rank. Really pushing those $199 packs is going to get you those returning customers. To get one too. What else? I think back office was our last thing.
Does anybody have questions? I do see a question over here. What are your go-to comments if you're not sure what to post every day? Like, what are your go-to posts? You guys, I don't know who asked that. Was it Angela?
Yes, it was me.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm trying to unmute.
Sorry.
No.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So I struggle sometimes because like I want to be authentic and be like real, and so I always like, well, what do I write? Like, I took my pink drink and I loved it today, or like I just like I don't like I can like usually talk about my family and my kids, but I get really stuck. And like sometimes I can but like every day, like, do you have any like go-tos of like what you when you kind of don't know what to say? Like, do you have go-tos on what you guys kind of post?
Yes. So some things that I do, I get stuck too, you guys, 4 years in, and it's like, what else can I say? You know what I mean? So I do have to play around with it. If you're having more energy, share about that. Why do you like the energy? Is your family enjoying that energy? Or your boys loving, like their mom wants to do more and play more and go for on hikes? You guys were just out of town. Were you in a better mood? You know what I mean? Like, my husband's noticed I'm happier, or my husband loves my all-day energy. But here's some things. It's on the team page too, but what are you noticing the differences in your body? Are you sleeping better? You could wake up in the morning and maybe do a post and be like, oh my gosh, I haven't slept for 8 hours all through the night since I don't know when. Like, I'm obsessed with the way I'm feeling, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I've been sleeping so well for months now, which used to be so rare for me. Now I wake up before my alarm clock. Make it a great day. Or, if you're working out and you never worked out before, those are great posts. People love that. That inspires me. When I see people working out, I'm like, I better get my ish together and go for a run. So that inspires me. Do you have a question on that one?
Yeah. So do you put like, oh, I slept so better, like because of Plexus? Like, do you throw Plexus in every day? So I guess that's where I get stuck, because I feel like I'm like a broken record. Like, oh, this because of Plexus, or this, so that's where I kind of get like, I don't know, trying to find a balance. So you don't always talk about it being because of Plexus.
Right.
You just talk about feeling the way you feel.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Attraction marketing. You know what I mean? It's like drawing people in and not giving them my secret. Like, oh, girl, why are you sleeping so good? Or why do you have energy? Like, I am exhausted all the time. You have more kids than me, or less kids than me, or whatever,
Yeah.
The kids are loving all this energy I have for once I outlast them. You know what I mean? It could be like your kids pretending to be asleep on the floor or whatever, and you're doing chores, or gosh, so many things. Like
no, that helps a lot, because I guess
you don't want to be a Plexus ad.
Yeah, and so that's what I thought. Like, that's where I get getting stuck, is like, how do I make this authentic when I'm like, I don't know, it just wasn't fitting right. So I get that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because I guess, like, you will speak for itself in a sense, and so if people start asking questions, then that's where you can kind of lead into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't the algorithm affect if you're constantly saying the word Plexus, Andrea? That's what I thought. Like, when you say the word Plexus, because Facebook wants you to be as authentic and genuine. So when you're posting like about it, like Plexus, for example, or a company, they actually don't put your photo in front of as many of your friends or family because they're seeing it as an ad. So that's why it's almost like she said, like telling a secret. Like, I'm getting this really good energy from this drink or this pink drink, and then having people be like, "What is your pink drink?" And then I will private message you, and then telling them about it.
Yeah.
That way you'll get more viewers on your photos or videos.
Right. Do you guys know what algorithm is? Kind of. Yeah. So Facebook has this like grading scale to kind of dummy it down, because it's just like, I'm sure there's all these systems to it and whatnot. But when you do a post, there's so many things that go into if your posts are seen or not, which is crazy. So Facebook's like $1 billion company, right? Like, they get paid by advertisers so that they can make money and their ads can be seen. Well, we get to advertise for free, right? So when they see that we're not paying them and we're marketing a company or a business or our products, they red flag us. Kind of like they grade us down a little bit. So if we're saying Plexus all the time, they know Plexus is a network marketing company. They will mark us down. If we say the words like, join my team, they mark us down. 48-hour flash special, they mark us down. Not saying you can't do that. It's just, I've done it. I still do it. When we have join specials and stuff, I'm like, I just got to put it out there. I mean, how else can I say it? You know what I mean? When we put our website link on post or in the comments of a post, they mark us down. I never do that. Number one, it looks like buy from me. You know what I mean? And you don't want your friends and family just going to your website getting sticker shock, probably, right? Like, pink drink retails almost $90. And so they'll go there and they'll be like, oh, I can't afford this, so you want to guide them and help them. So these are just some things that Facebook looks at. For me personally, before I even post, I'll go to Facebook Messenger and I'll see how many people are online. So at 6 a.m, you'll probably notice it's less than 100 people are online at that time. So right now, it's Sunday night. This is when most people are on social media. It's because they don't want to go back to work tomorrow, all these things. Yeah, I have a little over 300 people of my friends are online right now. This would be prime time for me to post. But 6 a.m. wouldn't be a prime time because nobody's on. So when you do a post, the more engagement you get in the beginning, the better. But those are just some tips with the algorithm. So not saying those things. If you post, let's just say 4 times a day, your posts are actually competing with one another. So if I have a really good post, I just let it ride until the next day. Like this morning I did one. It doesn't have a lot of traction, so I might do one tonight if I have time before we go to bed. So that's just kind of some things too, some little tips and tricks, not to overwhelm you.
So that's why, because like sometimes I'll post, I don't post very often, and so, but I'll notice like I'll post some and I'll have like so many likes, so many comments, and then I'll post something else and there'll be 0 like 2 likes and like no comments.
Yeah. So Facebook is
just
like,
kinda,
hey, this post is doing great. We're gonna put you in people's news feeds more. We don't have enough room for this one for your post to be in there too. It's really just a weird way. So if you do one in the morning, you can do one again at night, and that's where Facebook stories come into play. Instagram stories if you're on Instagram. And some people call it like 10 minutes, 10 for 10. So 10 minutes before you do a post, go through. And if you're thinking, say you have a girlfriend that's been struggling a lot and you're writing this post and you really are thinking of her, go comment on her stuff or just post before you even put your post out there. Because the likelihood, if you guys have engagement, Facebook will put your stuff in more. So sometimes if I message a friend and then when I go to scroll Facebook, they're the first person I see and I'm like, that's so weird. You know, when you search tacos or something and then you automatically get a sponsored ad for tacos. So it's the same thing.
That's a good point. I forgot about that. Like, I've done that a lot actually, where I've seen friends like on Facebook or Instagram, like talking about weight loss or whatever, their issues going on with their body. And I'll put a post out there that is mentioning that specific said thing. And then I'll make sure that I'm going on there, like, how is their kid doing? And like commenting on their photos, knowing that they will see what I posted. So you're right, that's building relationships with people. And then I set aside like some time during my day also, just like go through and scroll and like comment on all of my friends' pictures, you know, just showing that like I do care about what's going on in their life. It's not all me, and look at my post. It's also like me wanting to build a relationship and like care about them as well.
This is 95% a relationship business. Like it's building relationships, and that's why Robin does so well with it, because she's built these relationships over the years and she had these people already. You guys known her for so long, you love her, and that's why you trusted her, right? So that's why she's able to advance so quickly with Plexus, because she's been building relationships before she even needed to build relationships for a business, you know. For myself, when I first started, you guys, I didn't have a big network. I didn't have a lot of friends. I really struggled with depression. So I didn't like being social. I had anxiety and like social interaction. I was like, I always made excuses. Anybody else on here ever? Yeah, okay. I'm like, I'm not alone, right? But I always made excuses. So I didn't have this big network when I started. So it took me a longer time to grow a business and to rebuild relationships that I kind of sucked at for a long time. But this is definitely a relationship business. And the more deposits you make into people, you can eventually make a withdrawal later, meaning like get them to, you know, start Plexus and all of that. So pouring into others, it may take more time. You know what I mean? Like this isn't like a quick get rich scheme. And so I think a lot of people expect like in their first month to make thousands of dollars. You know, it could happen, not saying it can't, but this is like over time. It takes time to build a business, build people's trust and relationships, and grow. Just plug in. Sorry.
Any other questions, you guys? That's a good one, Angela. I forgot about that.
Brenda, it's been like 45 minutes already. Do you still want to keep going, or
does anyone want to see the back office? She was going to just show like where the customer, like where you find your customers in the office. Does anyone like really need to see that?
And we can do another Zoom.
I need to see how to use my money.
Oh, your Pay portal?
Yeah.
Is that Stephanie?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Have you set up your Pay portal account yet?
I have.
Oh, okay, perfect. So you just need to get it direct deposited to you. Is that what you mean?
Well, I tried to purchase new product and use the credit,
Uh-huh.
and it didn't let me. So I didn't know how to do that.
Did you select that you wanted to do the Plexus dollars, or did you select to
did.
get it transferred into your bank?
I selected to use the dollars on the purchase,
Huh.
and it wasn't even very much anyways, but so I went forward with it, but it didn't deduct it from the balance. So I was like, okay, maybe it said something about needing a code along with that.
Huh.
Do I need a code to use those dollars?
No, you should just be able to check it, and then it doesn't show like it's been deducted from the balance, but then once you process it, you see that the dollar amount charged is changed. But that's weird that it's asking for a code.
Yeah. I'm gonna order again tonight or tomorrow.
If
So
you
maybe
order
I'll do it with you.
tomorrow, maybe if you have that again, do you want to like call one of us and we can come like see what it's doing so we can help you get through that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's how we pay for Ricky's. We always just click that and then we pay the remaining balance if it's more.
Okay.
Okay.
How do you set up the Pay portal, or how do you?
So once you have money made, Plexus will send you an email to activate your account. So
Okay.
you should have money made because you've signed up 2 people now.
Yeah.
And that was all this week. So
Next week, probably.
Friday, you will get a paycheck. So Thursday, you should get an email saying you have money, and it'll walk you through the steps to set it up. You can get like a Visa Plexus card, or which is really cute for marketing. You know, you could be like, I remember when I took my husband out for a date, I was like, oh, you know, date night on me. Or you could just do direct deposit, and that's what I do now. Is just direct deposit.
Okay. So I'll get an email and I'll set it up at that point.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's another like it's Paylutions that does it for us.
Anyone else have questions or want to talk about anything else?
No. Okay. And we could do like another back office training because I mean, it's already
Yeah.
45 in California and 9:45 here. So be mindful of everybody's time, but we can definitely do another Zoom in a couple weeks if you guys want.
Okay.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, guys. Let me know if you have any questions or anything, okay?